Hello and welcome to the first vlog of 2026. And what better way to start in the new year than to pick my 26 books I want to read in 2026 and to talk a little bit about my reading goals. I'm really excited to do this year and to use the opportunity of the 26 for 2026 challenge to work on my old TBR books because that's what I'm doing every single year. I'm picking these books specifically from my old TBR. So everything from 2015 to 2022. I have two shelves above this with my 2024 TBR and my 2025 TBR that are not part of the selection for this specific challenge because my motivation is higher to read the new books and I'm gravitating toward them on my own. I don't need a challenge for that. So here we are now. I can pick from one, two, three, four shelves that are double stacked. So there is enough I can pick from to pick 26 books. But I also have my TBR list here. I have a specific notebook for that. And I wrote down all my TBR books in 2019 in this book or so, listed by year. This is the first page. So 2013 and 2014. I moved a bit over so you can see better. Green books I have on hold, unread, because I'm no longer interested in them. Purple means I DNF'd the book, and blue means I have read it. So you can see all the books here have a color. So I have read all the books from these years or on hold them, which is why we go now to 2015. And you can see there are some white ones, the oldest books on my TBR, and I decided to pick all of them for this challenge. But there are some exceptions. The first book on the list is one of the exceptions because it is book 9 of the Wolf Shadow series by Eileen Wilkes. And I really need to do a reread of book 1 to 8 to read book 9. And I don't want to add 8 rereads to this challenge before I can read the book for the challenge, which is why I decided to put the first reread on my list for 2026, which is the first book of the Wolf Shadow series. It is called Tempting Danger in English. And with that, I have my first pick. So for the next 25 picks, let's get a little bit closer to the shelves so you can see better. So now you can see a bit better. I can't put everything in frame, so you need to trust me when I pick anything from down there or over there. The next book on the list is the first book in the Playing with Fire series by Jennifer Probst, which is this one, also on my TBR since 2015. The English title is The Marriage Bargain, and I don't know anything about it except that this is romance and maybe spicy. I can't say, but I can say that book 4 of this series is also on my list, which means that I will put book 2, 3, and 4 also on my challenge list. These are by a different publisher because the first publisher only published the first book, which is why they look different. But I'm really interested to see what the series is about and if I will like the books. Then the next book on my list is book 7 in the Seabree series by Abby Glines, Bad for You. But I haven't even started this series yet, and I still need to read books of the Rosemary Beach series. The Seabree series is here, the pink and orange ones. The Rosemary Beach series are the black ones here. And I decide for this challenge, I will pick book 7 and 8 of the Rosemary Beach series because that are the ones that I need to read next. Let me grab them. Here they are. Take a chance and one more chance. The story of Grant and Harlow, if I just saw correctly on the back of the book. I have read the first 6 books in this series years ago. I wasn't a big fan of Rush. I think he's an asshole, and the story with him and his loved one, I forgot her name, was okay. I was really, really angry after book 1, but then it got okay. Book 5 and 6 was also one story, and I can't remember much except that a golf club was involved and that someone died at the end of book 6. But I'm not willing to reread these books, so let's go with book 7 and 8. The next 3 books on my list are down here. Let me grab them. They are book 1, 2, and 3 of the Young Sherlock Holmes series by Andrew Lane. I think I bought them back then because I'm a big fan of Sherlock Holmes, and I think I watched Sherlock at this time. So, the BBC series with Benedict Cumberbatch, which I still love, and I'm still a big fan of Sherlock Holmes. So, fingers crossed, I will like them, even if they are young adult, because it could be that I feel a little bit too old to read YA. We will see about that. It is a matter of the book. So let's see and go to the next ones. It is over here. It is Heroes Are My Weakness by Susan Elizabeth Phillips. Surprisingly, this will be my first book by her. I haven't ever read some of her books, even if she wrote a ton of contemporary romances. And I read a lot of contemporary romances the last few years. So I'm excited to finally get to Susan Elizabeth Phillips and read one of her books for the first time. Now I have 5 more books on my 2015 TBR that I want to put on the list. 2 of them are right behind me. It is this duology. These are Touch Me and Feel Me by A.L. Jackson. I have no idea what this is about. I know it is a romance. It could possibly be emotional and dramatic based on the covers. I'm going mostly by vibes here. I'm not willing to read the synopsis of these books because I want to be surprised. I want to experience the story by reading it. So let's put them on the challenge stack and pick the last 3 books from my 2015 TBR. And they are all the way over there. It is a box set of the Maze Runner trilogy by James Dashner. Yes, I have never read the books, I only saw the movies so far. But I'm willing to change this now in 2026. So I will put these 3 books on the list. Oh, that is satisfying. I just counted the books from 2015 and there are 15 books from 2015 that I want to read and that I will include in my 26 for 2026 challenge, which means I can pick now 11 more books and I won't pick them from my TBR list. I'm done with the oldest books from my TBR, and now I can pick freely based on what I want to read the most. And the first book I'm picking is right here because I'm already planning a buddy read for King of Scars by Lee Bardugo. I will probably read this in February and Rule of Wolves in March to complete the Grishaverse. And then I can finally watch the Shadow and Bone series because I promised myself to read the full Grishaverse before I watch the series. 10 books to go. Maybe I can finish some more series on my list. Let me see. I can already see one series that I want to finish, which is the Hardbase series by Stephanie Ross. She is a German thriller and romantic suspense author, and these are book 1 and 2 of the Hardbase trilogy. I have read book 1 years ago, and the only thing I remember is that the female main character was called Sabrina, like me. And thankfully, there is a new couple in every single book, so I don't need to reread book 1 to finish the trilogy. And I also want to finish another duology, but I need to reread book 1 here because I can't remember much. I know it is new adult suspense and that she was being stalked, he was being stalked, somebody was being stalked in the story, and I think he was someone famous. My memories are very, very vague, so definitely I need to do a reread of book 1 and then I can read Tell Me No Lies by A.V. Geiger. I can't remember the title of book 1 out of my head, so here it is. Editing Sabrina will solve the problem. And let's pick another series, maybe, because I have something in mind here. Let me just grab it because it is over there in the second row. Give me a few seconds. Here we are with some more new adult by Bianca Yosivoni, book 3 and 4 in her first series. She is a German author and I really, really liked book 1. I don't know why I never read book 3 and 4 because I was a really big fan of this friend group. So I'm really intrigued to put this on my list and give this a priority. That means we have now 22 books and I need to pick 4 more. Let me look at my shelf. What do I want to pick? Maybe something I've been dreading to read because it is a very, very thick nonfiction book. Should I do it? Should I challenge myself? I'm I'm doing it. Okay. I'm not doing myself a favor here, but I will read A Promised Land by Barack Obama. This is on my TBR for a few years now. I think since 2019, 2017. I don't know, but it is pretty chunky and about his career as a president. I've already read the book before that, so his whole way from childhood over his studies, how he met Michelle to his presidency. So let's see how this will go. And because this was super heavy and I'm very intimidated by it, let's pick something lighter now. Three books left, so maybe a trilogy. Oh, I have something. Let me grab them. I don't know the name of the trilogy, but it is a Charade, Facade, and Masquerade by Nura Dawn. These books are really shiny. These are some spicy books. That's all I know based on the covers. I've read the synopsises of these books years ago, and I think it is adding to the mix of my challenge here. Surprisingly, there is not much fantasy or sci fi now on my list, but that's okay. I have a few things on my 2024 and 2025 TBR that I want to read that are fantasy and sci fi. So I'm really having a great mix here. And now I need to make some place on my shelves to put my books. And then I will see you again. Here we have them now. Ignore these decks, these are all old TBR. But here we have the books. I picked 26 books to read in 2026. We have spicy romance, we have a bit of fantasy, we have nonfiction, we have romantic suspense, we have detective stories, we have contemporary romance, we have new adult romance, we have some dystopia. It is a great mix of genres, so I don't think it will get boring. And now let's get you backed up a little bit because then I can fit in the picture with the books that I've picked here. And I can tell you that these 26 books are not my only challenge for 2026. I also set some other goals because I want to work on reducing my 2024 TBR. I want to reduce my 2025 TBR that you can't see at the moment. Let me show you. Here we are. I want to reduce that. Hopefully, I can make one shelf out of these three shelves, including the old TBR books here that I needed to put somewhere. And working on all of this includes to buy more intentionally again, to buy less books that I want to read, and that I'm also reading the books that I want to read. Because even if I picked up less in 2025 than in 2024, I still have a lot of unread books here, which means I overconsumed and I don't want to do this anymore. It is a hard way to get to that because I still want to be able to buy books. It is my hobby. I want to enjoy my hobby and not want to make it a complete challenge. I don't want to set a goal how many books I have to read in 2026 or how many books I'm allowed to buy each month. I just want to enjoy my time. I want to be able to DNF books I don't enjoy. And I do want to do it without feeling bad, even if it's a buddy read, because mostly I'm struggling with that. But as I said, it is a journey. It doesn't happen from now to then. And it's not the end of the world if I don't reach my goals. Because let's reflect my goals for 2025. I wanted to read all the books on my 25 for 2025 list, which I did. But I also wanted to reduce my 2024 TBR to one shelf. Maybe it looks like I accomplished that, but to be honest, the shelf is still full if I put this deck away. So I haven't accomplished that because this deck is cheating, and I just did that because it is complicated to reach a stack that is on my shelf up there. I'm not that tall. I always need a ladder or a chair, and it is easier to grab it like that. And the other goal I had was to reduce the amount of series I'm currently reading and that I want to finish at some point. I think I started the year with 35 or so and wanted to reduce it to 25. Spoiler for the next final chapter vlog, I didn't get there. I'm currently at 29 series that I want to continue and finish, which is okay. I'm okay with that I didn't reach my goal. I'm not overthinking it. I'm just setting a new goal for 2026, and that is to reduce the amount of series to 20. Let's see if I can get there with starting a bunch of new series already with these books. I'm always a little overambitious here, but that's okay. As I said, I'm very relaxed with reaching my goals. And reading is not a competition, it is my hobby that I want to enjoy. So that is my first priority. But I think these are all the goals that I want to accomplish. So tell me in the comments if you've set any goals for 2026, book related or not. Like this video if you wanna, follow my channel, and I will see you next time. Bye!